Hey guys, what's up? And today we're going to be talking about the best deck for ranked right now. Well, this might actually surprise a lot of you. I really like combo-y decks that aim at winning super fast or just stalling out until you win to the late game. Those things are probably contradictory. I really like this aggro deck that I talked about last time. Of course, right? But I do think that the best deck for ranked right now is actually Ashe Sejuani. Now this might seem very strange, but this deck is actually just so good in the metagame right now. I just think it's one of the powerhouses, and it just is so good. And I just think that it's hard to match its just to match it, really, right? I do have to make this quick change. Ivaros and Trapper is probably just too good to not have in the deck. So the idea of the deck is to basically play big power units into a card like the Reckoning, which says if you have +5 power ally, kill all units with 4 or less power, and that card just kind of wins you the game. You have Kato, the Arm, to give some to abuse the fact that a lot of decks are playing chump blockers, and then you can just kill, you can just do combat damage through your opponent's creatures. You have Sejuani to give an ally vulnerable or enemy vulnerable and just attack into it. Some early plays, you have Omen Hawk. I do play Avarosan Sentry rather than Icefill Archer. You could play Icefill Archer if that's what you like. I just prefer the Sentry. You got Trifarian Glory Seeker as a 2-mana 5-power creature that is going to challenge something and kill it pretty early on. And one thing I might suggest for that is playing a card like Might that can give it Overwhelm. You could get 6 or 7 damage off this card pretty easily that way. But it's less reliable, and I just couldn't find a place for it in this deck. Avaros and Trapper is a 3-mana 3/3 that gives you a 1-mana 5/5. Big bang for your buck, especially with a card like the Reckoning in your deck. Babbling Bird, whatever, can grab a 5+ power dude in your deck. Trifarian Assessor draws 1 for each 5+ power ally you have. I was going to put this at 2 of in the deck, but I just think with the combination of a lot of early, 2-mana, 1-mana, 5-power dudes, it's really easy just to chuck out stuff onto your board. And with some quick hands, this card might be very good. Now, double drawing it feels very bad. It's not that strong, and so I might put it at a 2 of in the deck. I'm not really sure yet. We do play Cooling Strike for elusive units more than anything in the course. There's some really powerful dudes like Zed that just kind of hurts in the early game, so that's sort of for against early tempo aggro, things like that. Reckless Trifarian's a 3-mana 5/4 again. Ashe is a 4-mana 5/4 that gives a dude Frostbite. Works really well. Trifarian Glory Seeker is a good combo. And Avarosan Hearthguard just pumps everything in your deck. So much value. Yeah, this deck's all about value and just big dudes. You know what? I do think I'm going to put in the Icefill Archer. In a lot of situations, it's better. It helps you level up. Ashe. You can also use it on Trifarian Glory Seeker turn. It just works really well, and we already have so much card draw, which is surprising for, a deck that's supposed to be playing huge dudes. We have Trifarian Assessor, Babbling Bird, both really good card draw. So let's just jump into the game here. So, the reason I think this deck is very good for ranked right now compared to everything else, it just has a big potential for big turns, and you have a card like Kato that can just let you run over most opponents' decks. Control decks have a hard time. Okay, so here's a good example. This deck, wow, Dreadlord instead of PNZ looks really strange. So he's probably going to be playing a lot into Fizz here, which means he doesn't have a lot of answers for what we're doing, which means that we can just hit hard very early. I'm not going to keep that because we're not attacking odds, and it's just kind of worse than Avers and Trapper. And just gets it right back in hand. Fizz is annoying, right? We never want to see Fizz, but it's not like we can do much about it. So we're just going to be playing like we should. Okay, that doesn't really matter too much. I mean, 3 damage is obviously a lot, but we can make that back. Probably Reckless Trifarian here.
You'll fight or you'll swim! Carve a path!
Okay, so this is weird. He's on attack with Fizz. Oh, I easily just take that. I can't be blocking too much. I need to be the aggressor.
All the world on one arrow.
I could have played Trifarian Glory Seeker and tried to kill Fizz, but and there's not a lot of things you could do about that.
I'm not greedy. My friends, though.
Show me a target.
Arrows at the ready.
Yeah, I actually just take this. That's how Stone's somehow the strongest enemy. Yeah. Well, this is great. We're making a lot of good value trades. His deck does win if we go out for too long, but with the board state we have right now, yeah, Parlay's fine. I don't mind that too much.
Unify the tribes.
His leveling up would be pretty bad for us. So, alright, this is gonna be an interesting turn.
I'm always up for a round or two. Something for all of you.
We'll play this so we can block TF. Kind of unfortunate, but we're actually in a pretty good position with our hand here.
Over there. Boys.
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
This is gonna be a really good card. There's not a, I mean, Fury of the North plus something could save Fizz here, but otherwise there's not a lot he can do to save Fizz. I'm not super worried about TF yet. So we did just get an answer for TF. So we're gonna be playing this just a tiny bit. Yep. So now we have an answer for TF. We're gonna be in pretty good shape here.
We fight for one Freljord.
Yeah, I can't see us having too much trouble here. Reckoning would be nice. Especially he's drawing another phase. It could be an OTF though. That is interesting. Nice. Okay. So there's a couple ways we can do this. We'll probably play Avaros and Hearthguard and Rage Jetty. Make our Trifarian Successor very good. We got Twisted Fates, pick a card. So that's actually really good for us because it means he's not playing.
The War Mother will unite us all.
It means we can kill his Twisted Fate and he probably doesn't have any, he doesn't have a replacement now and he doesn't have anything else for it. Or Yeti. So he has 2 cards in hand. So Fear of the North is a scare card here, but I will take those odds. It probably would have been better not to do that. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. Well, it wasn't like next time he probably would have tapped under, but I don't want Twisted Fate getting close to leveling up, right?
Lady Luck is smiling.
Okay. Oof. That was a bad decision on my part. Really bad. Oof. Well, don't make mistakes like I am, guys. Oh, well, that works.
Pain is nothing.
He has an answer for my... Well, I don't see him having any way to... does he have Rex? Black Market Merchant? That's weird. Oh, TF leveled up. Well, that's fine.
Game's heating up.
He does have to have a burst. He has to have multiple cards in order to stun my Sag there.
Together.
So I doubt he actually has a way to stop this. He has to block. What? Frostbite? What is he doing? +2 health. Okay, that still puts me in range of killing him. I guess he's just trying to save health. Okay. This is amazing for me. I mean, I'm taking some damage, right? But he doesn't have any way to do over the top besides Rex. And Rex here, my board is so big, I doubt Rex is going to matter very much, especially if he doesn't play it next turn. Look, I would survive a Rex here. Like, Rex is worst case, so I have to be thinking about that. Oh, that's actually kind of scary. What is that?
An auspicious season.
I don't know if I should be scared or not. Okay, so he's played out most of his hand. So we gotta put him on a. He has 1 card left, 2 cards left in his hand. I don't know if he has anything really.
Show them our teeth.
Stand and defend.
This deck shouldn't have any way to give Overwhelm.
Blessed by snow and
It still dies. So I actually feel like we just won.
Patience.
Only the finest serve.
There we go. An 8-6? Okay. I do have to open attack here.
Hot on the train. I'm through waiting.
So I do want to kill his kegs. That could lead to a scared card. Yeah, that was the scared card. And somehow he hit my face. So that puts him on outs. But knowing his deck, they have to be very specific outs. Well, that was the specific out I was talking about. Jeez. That might have seemed like a bad game, but that was the very specific and scariest thing that could have happened. I mean, look, trust me, this deck is so good for ladder. I mean, the Kato, so Reckoning can kill all our opponent's board and just leave us with a win. Kato allows us to get an Overwhelm, which really works against the current meta, which is based off chump blockers. We have a lot of great combos, a lot of great just good things. You know, you see this, right? We have a lot of ways to summon 5-power dudes. We have ways to abuse them and ways just to completely run over our opponents. Now, sometimes we don't draw into those. Sometimes we just don't have the answers. And obviously, this deck doesn't play a lot of interaction. We're just focusing on putting our opponents down to 0 as quickly as possible. And sometimes that leaves us kind of backfires when they have ways to go over the top. Now, that Rex there was kind of the best case scenario for our opponent, and we couldn't have seen that coming. And also, that Maker in hitting our face, you know, was also very rough. We probably would have still died. I don't really feel like doing the math, but yeah. So I'm telling you guys, this is probably the best deck for ranked. It's the deck I'm probably going to be using if I ever get rage quit with the aggro deck. And I mean, the aggro deck is very specific, and you have to get a very specific hand to get a win in a lot of matchups, especially when our opponent's playing a lot of healing. But Ashe Sejuani is just so strong in a lot of matchups, and it has a very good set of tools for the metagame right now. So that is my recommended deck for ladder right now. Anyway, guys, it's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that this deck, this Ashe Sejuani deck, helps you climb up on ladder. I will be climbing these next few days. I might not do a video every day. I'm not quite sure what my schedule is yet. I'm trying to post every day, though. So make sure to look out for my next video. And with that, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.